And we are back. It's your man, Odell, a.k.a. Art by Odell. I am still here with Tierra. We are having a ball.
We are.
I enjoy myself. You know, it's funny, too. Okay, we talk about words and language, and you also said something about you felt like, I guess, when you got into paralegal and about language being like a sorcery.
Yeah, it
and
is
everything.
sorcery.
Talk about that.
Words are a script, like they are magical things that can shift a dynamic between the energetic vibrations between what's happening right here in this moment and cosmic alignment.
Right.
So you can say a word in a specific tone or less of a word in a specific tone and it vibrate through the ethos. So being in a courtroom and being a paralegal, I was so fascinated by words and just the craftsmanship and the composition of how people piece together these things. It's like listening to Celine Dion sing a cappella or something, the way that they're able to craft those words.
Yeah, and when you say that, I think about that because you could tell when somebody has that legal background and the response they'll get to somebody when they do have it.
And the composure.
Yeah, the composure. They're like, well, see me serve per this, and that. And you're like, oh, I guess I'm supposed to stop.
Yeah, and you're second guessing your entire life. And you're like, you know what? I am guilty. I need to go to this place and get bologna sandwiches now.
Right. So the conversations we have with ourselves, we talk about relationships, but the script that we're telling ourselves, right, that runs in our head.
Yes.
And so often people want to say, they want to say be amazing. They don't want to say go for it. And why is that?
Why not?
That's what I'm saying, though.
If you don't think that you're amazing, and if you don't think that you are the best human that you can possibly be, one, you may not be. But if you're always striving to get to a specific place, and once again, a lot of people are not striving to get to that place. So it's not for everybody.
Okay.
But you have to control those narratives that you're actually saying to yourself. So there's no way that I can be in a room full of beautiful brown women of melanin descent and not think that I have the best vagina in that place.
We're getting claps. It's first time, Jay Black. We're getting live claps
that anybody can tell me. You have to exude that because of the work that you have done on self, because of the stories that you tell yourself, because of your life experiences, and because of your work ethic of what you're willing to do in order to accomplish that. And I know that I have relentless passion in all of those areas. So I can be amongst hundreds of thousands of women, and I am still in there sitting next to Beyonce. And it's like... Well, yours may be amazing. We can find out if you so wish, wherever you're in the mood for doing to that. But ideally, I think mine's is better than yours. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Ever.
Wow. Exactly. And speaking on that, right? And so black women, especially like with fibroids and things like that, a lot of these things, these health issues, a lot of it goes back to food and stuff, right?
It's strictly food. It's strictly food. It's strictly lifestyle habits. So fibroids, just in particular, touching on it briefly, it's nothing but an overgrowth of hormones. Okay, so we're women. We're already equipped with shitloads of hormones. Like we can grow people, and like after you grow the people, you can bring them here, and then you can feed them from the same body.
Yeah,
so it's a lot of stuff. Yeah, it's pretty dope. I'm not doing that ever with my life, but it's great that people have done that.
Right.
And you can do these things. So that's just showing you just the dynamics of how beautifully crafted, made these bodies and these vessels are. But when you have an overgrowth of hormones, where's the extra hormones coming from?
Oh, probably the chicken.
The steroid injected ass chicken wings. Like the steroid injected ass chicken wings. So it's one thing, we're already equipped with hormones, but where are the extra hormones coming from? So all those extra growth hormones based off of what they're injecting into the meats and what they're injecting into the dairies in order to be able to mass produce it in the quantity to where we have readily available. That's the problem. So it's not, I'm just eating some wings.
Yeah.
Or, I'm just having a grilled cheese sandwich. It's just like, no, that is antibiotics, growth hormones, insecticides, pesticides.
Yes.
You're swallowing all that, and it's just like, well, where did this come from? Well, shit, anything you feed grows.
Yeah, and it's funny because my dad, right? So my dad's from Mississippi, and then my mom's from Montgomery, Alabama. That's where I pretty much claim.
Awesome.
And so we had this conversation at times because when I would try to talk to him about eating healthier, he would tell me about relatives and things and how long they lived and stuff. And I'm saying to myself, also too, Dad, you're talking about you had your own farm. You raised your own chicken.
The Thanksgiving turkey came from the backyard.
Yeah.
His name was Ray.
Exactly.
You know?
I was like, you can't put this on the same scope.
No, that is not the same type of food dynamics to what we have in 2019. And
Plus,
that's
they
what
worked on
people
a
have
farm,
to,
too.
and they were outside, and they were active, and they had vitamin D, and they like were barefoot walking around, and they bent over, as opposed to what we actually have now. Our meats are in styrofoam packages wrapped in plastic from who knows where, on sale with the orange tag on it. What is happening? You're eating dead animals on sale? You don't want more for your life?
You don't want more for your life. Oh, my gosh. Listen, speaking of just business and just plant-based things, I'm loving it. I love what yourself is doing. People like Pinky with Slutty Vegan, Plant-Based Princess. And the thing is, y'all are not compromising on what you're trying to sell, too. Like, so often people will say, well, in order to make it, I have to compromise or I have to sell out this and that. Like, you guys are being authentic.
Yeah. I don't see another way. Like, I don't. And I joke saying all the time, like, if I had a drug dealer boyfriend, it'd be a whole different situation.
Right. I've heard you say that joke before. I've heard you talk about the flat tummy tea.
I'm selling everybody out.
Okay. Well,
You know, like, I'm selling everybody out for that check. Just joking, but not really. Understanding authenticity is really, really, really important to me, only because I feel like I am definitely a dying breed of the quality of female that I am. You know, like, there are no more authentic women. It's so easy to morph into so many different versions of what society wants you to be or thinks that you should be.
Because it's coming at you from all angles, especially for women.
Every single angle, from Pantene Pro V shampoo to, walking around with My Little Pony bundle pastel hair attached to your scalp.
Yeah, and it's telling you every minute of every second of every day.
And then we have social media that is all these pop-up ads with these snatched waists and these big old titties and all of this stuff. And I think that all of their vaginas stink, no matter how awesome the images are. And I may buy the dress. I may definitely buy the dress, but we're going to be different in it. Right. But it is very hard to stay authentic in this space without a sense of knowing of who you are. So if people have not went inward to discover that type of life journey of yet, they won't be grounded, and it's easily to go astray.
Wow. And you say that too. It's funny because you mentioned catchphrases and gimmicks and things like that, and that's so often right now, especially even in the health field.
Oh yeah.
Everything's keto this now, paleo this,
oh my God.
This, that, and I work a little bit in the health and wellness field, and I always get commonly people get the question because they want the one trick. They tell me, Odell, give me something to give me energy. Give me something that's going to make me lose weight. And I go down the holistic approach, and I'm like, well, there's a combination of things, and people don't want to hear that. And I'm always intrigued because people will go to college and they'll take class and they learn that everything's a process. But when it comes to taking care of themselves, they want a magic trick.
Smart and intelligence are two completely different algorithms.
Okay.
So you can be highly intelligent and just not a smart human. Or you can be very, very smart and not intelligent. So those are not parallel. So just understanding that underlying factor, all of the book smarts in the world still will not give you the life experience that you truly need. A nigga off the street will blow your bank account quicker than anything that you could ever imagine. And you could have 2 master's degrees from Harvard.
Right.
So understanding the difference and the contrast of those two, really understanding what journey you are going down. Because a lot of intelligent people don't make smart decisions, and that's how they end up losing things, whether it's their health, whether it's their wealth, whether it's their personal life, whether it's their sanity.
So when did it hit you? Like, even though, because like you said, you moved to Atlanta and you were doing well and everything like that, like, was there a actual action or just a moment that said, I gotta go down a better road?
Yeah, I've been woke a long time. I took that red pill from Morpheus a long time ago. And I try to turn it off sometimes. An occasional nice adult crafted beverage to take me there, or French fries, something along that line.
Okay.
But I was 24, and I knew that I wanted to be this person. I felt her.
You already envisioned
I didn't know what she looked like. I felt her inside of me.
Okay.
So I was like, there is something of greatness inside of me. Now, how do I access her? I don't know. What does she look like? What does she smell like? What does she speak like? I had no idea, but I felt her strongly in there. And I went down a path of not knowing, but I said, whatever it is to where I can get to my greatest self, how am I going to attract anything of greatness?
Right.
And at this time, I was aspiring to possibly be a mother, possibly be a wife, possibly, just co-creating an entire village of just humans. How am I going to attract anything of greatness if I am living in a low version of myself?
Okay.
So I wasn't trying to grow babies or anything like that. I was like, if I choose to,
you want to be the best Tierra
I'm going to grow gods.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
So that's where it started. And it looked like I read a couple books. I'm a huge bookworm.
Yeah.
So I read a couple books, and it was like, oh, it makes sense. This is what it is. This is what's tearing at my energy.
You refuse to let your intelligence override your smartness.
Exactly. And it was just common sense. I was like, okay, where is the energy? Oh, stop eating things that are going in a reverse life process. So if I'm trying to get maximum life, why am I eating dead things?
Right.
It's not working.
It's counterproductive.
Exactly. So that's what I did. I was 24 and read a book, like I said, and then it was like, okay, no more meat. I wasn't a big meat eater anyway. Or I was like a starchitarian. I would go and fuck up all the sides.
I've had those moments.
Yeah, I'd eat all the sides. Like, no, I don't want any turkey. I don't want any of that. But all the sides, give me that. Yeah,
all the sides, give me that. Double.
So it wasn't a huge thing for me to let go of certain things. And then I just became real vain because I saw the side effects of, God damn, this is what happens. Everything just got better. And that became my addiction. I got addicted to the way that I felt. Gotcha. And that's how, here it is 12 years later. And it's just like, wow, it just keeps getting better. I can't wait to get old.
That's what I'm talking about. And I thought about that too. I know you mentioned that even when you were talking with Miko about that, you said you're going to be fly.
Oh, I can't wait.
It made me remind me of back when I used to live in Kirkwood and staying with my homeboy, and there was this mailman, it's a brother, and he had to be, I don't know if he's in the 60s or 70s, but he had dreads, and they were like completely gray.
Yeah.
But the brother was diesel.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and that always, I'm like, wait a minute. I remember getting off work one day, and I was like, what? What? He was like, what's up, man? I was like, this dude got to be like 70 years. He was diesel, and I was like, you know what? It's possible.
It is definitely possible. I've seen enough old ladies, and I call them my old lady goals.
Okay, yeah.
So I'll spot them out like the Wakanda mama. Oh my gosh. Tell me she was not beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. So when my locks go salt and pepper,
it's over.
I know it's just going to get better and better because that's all that it is. It's just an addiction to betterment.
That progression. Mm-hmm. Listen, I will sit here and be talking with Tierra all day, so I got to get it going. But first off, before I go into my last question, I want you to tell the people about your amazing products, definitely. Okay, and how they can get in contact with you, how they can visit all your social media, because you should be following her. It's amazing. It's so much fun. So right now, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Everything is available via Tierra Goes Green. That's all social media outlets and TierraGoesGreen.com. I make amazing handcrafted creations for body wealth, for internal wealth, anti-inflammatory. All of my body creations are based in avocado butters and avocado oils, so it's basically sunshine in a jar.
Oh, yeah. Made with love, too. It says it on the bottle.
It's the very first ingredient.
That it is. So listen, I'm so pleased that you joined me. I always end the show with the question is, what is your key to building great relationships?
My key to building great relationships would definitely have to be the fusion of communication and comprehension.
Oh, okay.
Because communication is one thing, but being able to communicate something effectively and have that effectiveness be comprehended based on whomever it is or whatever it is that you're trying to translate that to.
The comprehension part is big.
It's major.
That is, I think, looking back on a couple of relationships, I'm like, the comprehension part, probably why.
Probably a disconnect.
That's probably why it didn't really work out.
It's not what you said. It's how they understood it.
Exactly. So listen, first off, Tierra, I want to thank you for taking your time to come to the show. I have been a fan of yours for years now.
Thank you.
I think I came across your page just from social media, and it was amazing too. And I remember getting it set up, and you said, "Oh, I know Odell." I'm like, "Oh, she knows me." I'm like,
"Yeah."
I was like, oh, "Okay," but listen, I love your products, and I want to say also too that you have encouraged me to make healthier choices, which in turn has helped me to trickle it down. I haven't got completely exactly where I want to be, and also too, even had came at a good time with my father. 'Cause I was joking with my dad because, you know, he would always tease me, right, about like eating pizza with no meat and all this kind of stuff. And he had a health scare, and I remember going to visit my dad, and I remember driving down because he didn't want to tell me. You know, man, we have egos. I don't know if you know this, but we
all do.
And so I drove down to surprise him, and I remember walking to the hospital, and my dad's like, "Oh, how'd you find out?" I'm like, "Listen," I'm like, "What's going on with you, man?" And he was like, you know, I got to do better. And he said, "Well, hey," he said, "You'll like what's on the bed." And I said, "What's on the bed?" He said, "This was a doctor I could eat." And I remember grabbing this sheet, and I was like, okay. Okay. I said, you know, I think I'm going to take off work a little bit. I'm going to stay down here.
Yeah.
We're going to get you this quinoa. We're going to get you these grains and stuff like that. So I just appreciate all the information that you're putting out there.
Absolutely.
Listen, go follow her. All right. I appreciate you checking me out. You can follow me, Art by Odell. Make sure you follow Live Hip Hop Daily, where we're broadcasting from. Follow my man, Jay Black, Jabari Blackman, my producer. Makes me look good every week, which is not easy. But listen, Odell's Roundtable. We talk about building these great relationships. And it's funny, too, because I'll tell you, just like I had Trap Yoga Bay on here recently. I don't know if you're familiar with her. But she's out of Oakland. But I remember when I started back recording, I was telling Jay Black, I was recording a lot of people, and sometimes I already know a lot of people, right? And so I remember one of my goals for the year, I said, you know what, Odell, I said, a lot of these people, you've been in the media game for a minute, you already know some folks. I said, let's stretch it.
Yeah.
Let's really just highlight some people that you don't know per se,
right?
You know, directly, and let's get them on the show. Like, I don't know how, where, you know, Trap Yoga Bay's in Oakland. I was like, I've never really talked directly to Tierra, different people, and I put these lists, and I just want to let you know you're another person that was on there.
Thank you.
And so I really do appreciate it.
Look what happens when you step outside your comfort zone. Look at that. We're right here giggling.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Because I was like, you know, I remember like, okay, this person's other side of the world, but let's write it down and let's make it happen.
Exactly.
So
the power of manifestation.
I encourage you to do the same thing. Listen, it's your boy Odell. Odell's Roundtable. We out. Peace.